billionaire, happens to be the grandson to a very, very wealthy gentleman. His grandfather was responsible for starting Southland Corporation, which has bought us over 38,000 7-Eleven stores that we've become familiar with. Jerry himself has his own success track record, having started a company called Caprock Telecommunications. He was successful at getting that business from startup to over $300 million in just 7 short years. He sold the business for about $500 million, and he took a sabbatical. And while he was taking that sabbatical, he began looking at what other opportunities there were. And as any other entrepreneur, you try to fill a void. That's what entrepreneurs do. They look at something, they see what's missing, and they try to fill that void. And so he began studying the deregulation. Texas was one of the first states to deregulate the energy market, and so Jerry thought that he could make a difference. And with that being said, he embarked about a year later after he gave up, he sold the business, Caprock Telecommunications. He started a company, and he started going out and introducing his friends and family and asking them to be customers. And he had two objectives. One, he wanted to make sure that he was able to switch their service without loss of service. And the second thing is he wanted to ensure that he'd be able to save them money. He was successful at doing both those things, and shortly after doing that, somebody says to him, Jerry, there's somebody you absolutely need to meet. You need to meet this gentleman, Chris Chambers. Chris Chambers has over 15 years of corporate network marketing experience. He was a senior account executive with a company called XL Telecommunication. He was part of that team that helped produce over 2,000 millionaires. And Jerry and Chris got together, they had lunch. Over lunch, they exchanged some ideas, recognized there was a natural synergy between the two of them. And in August of 2006, they opened the doors to a company called Ambit Energy, for which you and I are now heir to that meeting. The first year in business, they did $1 million in revenue. Second year in business, they did about $30 million in revenue. And as we're just completing our third year in business, just about $2 million in revenue. Okay, that's phenomenal because, again, this is one of the fastest growing companies in the United States right now in a down economy. Investor strength is very strong, second to none. We also have put together a Fortune 500 executive team to ensure the infrastructure of this company would support the growth of the company. We're also very fortunate to have in our employment a gentleman by the name of John Burke. We refer to him as Superman. When we first began, most of you are aware of the fact that it takes software to manage a system. And of course, we couldn't purchase the software off the shelf, it wasn't available. John Burke happens to be one of the top 10, if you look in the Computer World magazine, one of the top 10 IT persons in the United States. And we're so fortunate to have him in our employment. He was able to build this system from the ground up. And this is one of the things that have revolutionized the industry. Remember, the industry that we're talking about tonight is gas and electric, or the energy market, which has not been revolutionized in over 100 years. And Ambit Energy brings great innovation to this market. We also have a long-term purchasing agreement with a major energy supplier. This company happens to be the largest company in the world, second most profitable. They do about $1 billion a day in sales. The company is subsidiaries called Shell Energy Trading, a subsidiary of Royal Dutch Shell Energy. So that's important for us because we got 100% of our supply from this company. Energy monopolies are being broken up as we speak, and what that simply means is that you have a right to choose. Customers have a right to choose who they purchase their gas and electric from. Other states are also deregulating. As I told you, we started in Texas in August of 2006. In June of 2007, they came and opened up New York. And when they opened up New York, they were only servicing residential clients in the 5 boroughs, Con Edison territory. Okay? When I heard about this, of course, I live in Long Island, I couldn't take advantage of it for myself. But I didn't let that keep me from getting involved in the opportunity. What I want to tell you, as a result of many of you in this room today, we've had great success in the New York area, and we've been able to open up other markets. In March of 2008, we opened up Northern Illinois. That became the 3rd state that we were approved to do business in. In November of 2008, we opened up Albany, Syracuse, and Buffalo, for which they're now purchasing gas and electric up there from National Grid. That opened up some doors and allowed our system to interface with National Grid's computer. That was a very smooth transition, and as a result, we were able to open up on April 15th, we were able to open up National Grid in Suffolk and, of course, in Nassau County. So again, that's the market that we service. As of October of last year, we're now servicing small residential, small businesses in the 5 boroughs. So we have a huge market that we can access. Other states are also deregulated. Of course, there's probably somewhere between 18 to 24 other states in various stages of deregulation. And of course, we'll eventually penetrate those markets as well. I want you to bear in mind that parts of Europe and parts of Canada have already deregulated as well. So you can envision what will happen in a short period of time over the next couple of years as this energy deregulation gets understood and gets approved. The timing is absolutely perfect. For those of you that are here tonight, sitting in the second state that this company has opened up, you'll understand when I explain this to you what a magnificent opportunity Ambit has brought to the table. The industry itself is almost a $500 billion a year market. The market in Texas alone represents about a $24 billion market, another $9 billion in New York, another $2 billion in Illinois. Total market share that we're able to access right now is about a $35 billion market. That represents about 15.8 million potential customers. The good news is that not even 50% of them have switched. In fact, here in New York, we're closer to 70 to 90% that have not taken advantage of energy deregulation. The average bill being somewhere between $100 and $250 a month is significant because if we use a point of reference, the telecommunications industry, when they deregulated that industry, it was almost a $100 billion a year market. Average bill $24 to $27 a month. And as a result of that, we've had many Fortune 500 companies that are born because of that. We have companies like MCI, Sprint, Verizon, AT&T, NYNEX, XL, and many, many others that have profited because of deregulation of that industry. Here in the year 2009, we're talking about a market that's 5 to 7 times as great, average bill 5 to 10 times as much, and we're only in 3 states thus far. So you can imagine the magnitude of this opportunity. So let's talk about how it works. What we have here is what we call incumbent providers. Some of them are in Texas or Illinois. The ones we're going to focus on today, Con Edison, National Grid, because they're most familiar to us in the New York area. And at one time, these companies did what? They generated, delivered, and retailed the product to the consumer. The federal government came in and deregulated the industry. They said you can no longer do all of those things. You're either going to generate or deliver, but you can't do both. Of course, they had a point of preference. They could look at what happened in the telecommunications industry and decide that the delivery was a good position for them because they owned the lines, the transformers, the meters, even the pipes in the ground, which we refer to as the grid. Okay, they gave up generation. They no longer produce any gas or electric. And what they're forced to do now is purchase that product in the open market. That's what federal deregulation has caused, an open market. Our purchasing agreement also allows us to purchase in the open market. We're able to purchase that product, deliver it through the existing grid to the consumer at a retail price that is less than what Con Edison or National Grid can afford to sell your product for. It's really that simple. The service itself, perfect product. Why? Because everybody uses gas and electric. We don't display it here. You can't display gas and electric. I got none in my pocket. As far as I'm concerned, my stomach is feeling pretty good today. I guarantee I got no gas with me at all. There's absolutely no cost to switch to the consumer. And I want you to understand how this works. It's very simple. Your current energy bill consists of 2 parts, supply and delivery. Federal deregulation now allows you to choose a supplier. Of course, National Grid and Con Ed will still remain your delivery company. They're still the company that will bill you at the end of the month. They're still the company that you pick up the phone and call in case there's a power outage or emergency or anything like that. Okay? All we need to do to help you take advantage of deregulation is for you to give us your existing National Grid or Con Ed account number, the name on the account, billing address, city, state, zip, phone number, and email address. It takes us about 30 seconds to input that information in a portal that Ambit makes available to us, and the rest for you is flawless. You will continue to be billed by Con Edison and National Grid. They bill on our behalf. So absolutely nothing changes with the consumer. Most consumers don't even recognize the fact that they've switched after they've done it, for the exception that they see a reduction in cost. Okay, it's absolutely flawless. You have nothing to worry about in that regard. No inventories, no deliveries, and no collections. I want to assure you that National Grid and Con Edison do an excellent job of collecting. Those of you that live in the Northeast right now know it's been pretty chilly this last week. You try not paying your gas bill, the heat ain't going to come on. So we're definitely in the right business. 7% of the supply charge for the first 2 months is an added incentive just to help you embrace deregulation. And I want to remind you again, because we are in New York, your next bills will probably be February, March, heavy bills. If you become a customer now, you can actually get an additional 7% off above and beyond the savings that you would normally get with Ambit. We're the only ESCO company that can absolutely guarantee your savings. And what we simply state is this. If for any reason we have not saved you at least 1% under what you would have paid with the incumbent provider, we'll rebate your check for the difference plus 1%. Let me tell you how unique this is. Every one of our customers gets a 12-month statement without request. It automatically comes from Ambit and shows the savings. If for any reason there is no savings, and there was a change in a higher cost, there will be a check included. There are very few checks that Ambit has to send out. And I need you to understand that the energy market works sort of like a stock market. It fluctuates. It's very difficult for us to give you absolutes about savings, but we guarantee that you'll save at least 1%. There's no credit check involved because, again, nothing changes for you as a consumer. National Grid and Con Ed checked your credit a long time ago. We're not required to do that. We also have DOE certified products available, and we hope that you would want to take advantage of that, become more environmentally conscious. And we also guarantee satisfaction. We're the only ESCOs that can do that in the state of New York. Once we're enrolling in the service, each customer will receive a free gift. That free gift is a 2-night, 3-day getaway for two to over 25 different locations, from Atlantic City to Hawaii. We even have some exotic places like Cozumel, Costa Rica, U.S. Virgin Islands. And that's yours to keep as a customer, whether you choose to remain an Ambit customer or not. And I want to make a point of this. We're one of the only ESCO companies that allow you to try our service without a contract, without any deposits. So you're a free customer. We believe that we keep you as a customer based on the value of what we bring. We also innovated, again, revolutionizing an industry. Ongoing monthly travel reward points, sort of like frequent flyer miles. And here's what Ambit says. As long as your electric meter is spinning, your gas meter is spinning, every kilowatt hour, therm hour you use, you earn travel reward points that accumulate for you as a customer that you can use to redeem for airline tickets, cruises, Broadway plays, and a host of other items for a commodity that you can't live without and something you're now getting for less. We also give each customer a free website. And I think this is very important as a customer. If you're here today and you heard what I said, the last thing I want you to do is try to find me because you got these points accumulating. And you say, well, I want to take this trip, I want to do this, the thing that you talked about. As a customer, we put you in complete control of your account. And here you can go to what we call travel rewards and actually check and see how many travel reward points you have and click another button to redeem them for the items that I've just mentioned. But one of the most important reasons we think that each customer needs a website is because those of you that are here tonight are probably at this point, I would hope, saying to yourselves, I wish that my mother, my brother, my sister, someone else was here to hear about deregulation. Deregulation is something that's very misunderstood by many people. They don't realize the simplicity of it. But as a customer, we would allow you to share the good news with your friends and family. And we have a referral program that we allow our customers to participate in for free. And if they refer just 5 customers, they'll receive a free exciting travel package. One of these packages is a Baja vacation, the other one's a Carnival cruise for 3, 4 nights, 5 days, valued at about $1,200, just referring people to something good. I think that's pretty exciting. You know, I thought about this for a minute, and I remember when my kids moved out to his own apartment, and one of the things I had to tell him to do was how to get his lights cut off. I had to tell him to go to Jamaica Avenue in Queens, Con Edison, and ask for service, request service. And I recognize that many people prefer Con Edison and National Grid, and over the years we've never been compensated for it. With Ambit, they said when you share the good news, they'll give you something very rewarding and gratifying that you can enjoy. They went one better. As I said, they revolutionized the industry. And Ambit says if you refer just 10 more for a total of 15, you can get a free energy credit up to including the cost of your energy each and every month. Free energy, ladies and gentlemen. Ambit Energy is the only ESCO company that can offer that. It's a very simple program that customers can use and enjoy. And that's, again, some of the innovation that we bring to the table. There's a lot of information that has been disseminated this evening. Some of you may not retain all of it. And what we basically talk about in summary here is energy deregulation, the law that is taking place. For those of you that are new for the first time, if you're sitting there scratching your head wondering, I don't know, I don't think I want to do this. I'm telling you, I have a choice. The federal government has been, it's like paying tax. You don't have a choice. The energy market has been deregulated. And what we're doing tonight is we're showing you Ambit Energy, and we're waving our hand and saying, pick up, because we are the best value bar none. Okay? I was hoping to get an applaud. I need to take a group of water. I got to tell you, oftentimes people are sitting there and want to know, well, how much is the savings, how much is the savings, how much is the savings? They haven't heard the guarantee. But here's what I want to do. I want to put your mind to rest. Let's forget the savings for a second. And I want to ask you 3 important questions. If we were the same exact price that you're currently paying Con Edison on National Grid right now. Yet we give you a free 2-night, 3-day stay for trying our service. We give you ongoing travel reward points that accumulate as long as you're paying your electric or gas bill. And we give you the opportunity to earn free energy. Would we be a better value? Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Keep it simple, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we do here with Ambit Energy. We're here every Tuesday night, and we have many other meetings where we share the good news about Ambit Energy. Tonight, we've got an action-packed night with many, many individuals that have flown in from Texas to be with us tonight. So I'm not going to dilly-dally here. I have the pleasure of working with a gentleman for a couple of months with this business opportunity, and he and I have shared these presentations. This gentleman I'm about to introduce is an executive consultant with Ambit Energy. He's one of the trailblazers. He's been on many, many 5-star vacations with the company. His background is that he has worked in the New York Stock Exchange for about 17 years, enforcing rules and regulation for the New York Stock Exchange. He's also a real estate broker and a mortgage banker. I actually met him in the mortgage industry, made hundreds of thousands of dollars with him over the years. And I want to tell you that he is, again, one of the trailblazers for the company. So without further ado, help me welcome the gentleman who's going to do what